All right, everybody. Little ocean theme here. Don't know if you noticed this mat. It's supposed to be sort of like ocean waves with some weird little creatures in it. But since we're going to be over the ocean with some weird little creatures, let's go to the ocean. Nautilus. I think it's by Nautilus, and it's called the Nautilus. The links will be down below so you can check it out. So here we go. So right off the bat, we got some nice packaging here. So it's a nice textured box. Really like the feel of that. We've got this slight gap that kind of shows kind of like a goldish yellow look to kind of match the theme. And then we open it up, and then boom, spinner. Oh wait, no, not spinner. What do we got here? Oh, we have a wonderful pouch here. It's almost like a giant, one of the version 2 of the Spinetics. Obviously this is very large. It's got a very nice soft texture to it. So right away you're just presented with some really nice packaging, right? So maybe it adds some extra money to the cost of the spinner that we don't need, but yeah, it's nice. So let's open it up. Let's get right into it. All right. Ooh, look at that. Oh, we need something. Almost forgot my scale because we're going to need to weigh this. All right, we're back. So let's take it right out of there, shall we? So it's a nice foam. It's just kind of a regular spongy foam, and it's sort of like glued in there. Oh no, it's not. I really thought it was glued. Never mind. Last time I tried to pull it out. Look at that. So now we got a really nice pouch for whatever the heck you want to put in there. I don't know what I'm going to put in it, but that's sweet. Bonus. Bonus, y'all. We'll put that to the side. It really felt like it was glued in there. We just learned something. So here we go. The Nautilus. So let's get some up-close looks on it. So this is, I think I'm just going to consider this a full-on review as opposed to a first look. I got this on Wednesday. It is now Sunday, so I've had it the better part of a week, but in that time I've spun it quite a bit. You can actually see some of the patina on there, but I've actually rubbed most of the patina off, getting it close to back to the way it came out of the box. I didn't get it all the way back. I didn't use like a flitz, but at the end of this video I've got a little sign out where I show you kind of the patina on this as I had it. And then I just use this, use the inside of this cloth for about, I don't know, 10 minutes to rub it down, and then the outside to try to take off some of the patina. So the nice thing about that cloth is it still leaves some of the patina if you just kind of want to get it back to feeling nice and smooth after handling it, but you don't want to just completely remove the patina that you put there. So especially on the buttons, like I kind of like the buttons with this look on them. So yeah, so really nice spinner, really well presented out of the box. Let's get in and weigh it because that's going to come up here. Can you see that? You sure can. 117.7. She is heavy. So it's taller than a stubby. I don't have my stubby on me, but a stubby comes up to right about here on it, and it's thicker than a stubby, and it's brass, so it's a big brass guy. Let's get up close so you can see all the details again. So it's got this nice one giant continuous curve all around the outside. And then this is all essentially one continuous curve. You don't hit a flat point anywhere on here except right along these flats as it comes into the body. So that's the only time you come into a flat surface on this guy, and your hands don't run into it much, but they grab it a little. But because of this rounded edge right here, it's just kind of completely rounded. It gets real subtle and close to flat, but rounded all on the top. You got the logo etched real deep, or stamped in there is probably a better term for it. So really cool buttons that have these little, I guess they were designed after watch bezel screws or watch screws with this nice little dish in the bottom. So even though the whole thing's polished, the buttons are polished, they actually give quite a bit of grip. Let's give it a spin, shall we? Look at her go. See her hold on to that warp? So it comes with a hybrid ceramic bearing in there, and it is a nice bearing. Look at her just hold on to that warp. Hold on to it, girl. Hold on, don't let go. Hold on to your butts. We'll be here all day. So when I first got out of the box, gave it some spins, feels real nice. You've heard me talk about this on my chakra, but I love the feel of polished, nice polished round curves kind of running along your hand. So when I spin this and slow it down here, oh, that feels so good. And it's got a lot of weight, so it really has a lot of momentum. It doesn't just want to stop just because you touch it. So if you touch it real light, you can really let it rub along your finger for a little while there. It feels super satisfying. And it really fidgets. Really fidgets really nice. was just going to say something there and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, so it holds onto the warps because it has really good spin time. So the bearing, it's a hybrid ceramic out of the box. I did a spin time test on a table spin. I got around 6 minutes. On a vertical spin, I got around, I think, 9:10. It was in the 9 minute, just broke 9 minutes, but I want to say 9:10. Spun it all day and then cleaned the bearing out really well, which I still need to do a video on, I know. Cleaned the bearing out really well. And we got 8 minutes pretty much exactly on a table spin. And guess what we got on a vertical spin? 15 minutes, 10 seconds, or 12 seconds. I forget one of the two. But just over 15 minutes on a vertical spin. So this thing's got some momentum. It's got some weight. It really wants to spin. It feels really good. But with all that weight, it is, especially on the flicks, if you like that kind of style, it's hard to get it up to a really good speed. With this kind of really bright light we're looking at out here, you probably can't really appreciate the speed that we're getting when we try to push it out, but it really just doesn't, it has so much mass. It's hard to really get a really high speed, but it's still super fun to push because this edge right here is so rounded and smooth. So it really is nice. So we push, feels really nice. Pulls on this guy, this isn't my particular fidgeting style, you guys know that, but it actually feels really nice with this. So I find with a polished surface, unless my hands are super dry and clean, there's just enough like grip with just a little bit of greasy stuff your fingers get. It's not gross, just what happens with your fingers, right? You get that grip and you can really get good pulls on this guy. That's also where I really get good pulls along the side. This is rounded again just enough, so if I do a preloaded flick, and especially like if I throw my hand down when I do it, I really can put a lot of speed into this. I've gotten, with this bearing broken in, over 10 minutes on a one-handed spin like that, just, and just letting it go. So we're not going to test that here, but it really spins real nice. It's got the bar judder from side to side, but if you move it kind of slow with all that weight, it actually has a nice little gyro feel. Something you're not going to see out here, and it's kind of disappointing. I shouldn't say disappointing, but it's just the nature of doing a video outside with such bright light, is the shape that you see in person with this thing is really nice. So it has this like donut type effect because it's got, and you can see the flat sides here, it makes basically a sharper kind of bowl, almost looks like almost like the buttons, right? You kind of have this sharp little bowl on the outside, but this nice rounded circle on the outside. So in person, the shape of this thing when it's spinning looks really nice. It's got a really nice effect in person when you're spinning this thing. Look at her go, she's a looker. Pretty well balanced too. So if we do the Jong-un slash, I learned it from average Singaporean, old Ben, but he learned it from Jong-un, who does the geometric spinner. When you put a spinner straight down and then just lift it up, see what the arms do. Now, with as heavy as this is and the weight that this has, see how slow that falls? Doesn't really fall all that slow, so we got pretty good balance. It's funny that it actually seems like the most weight is right where you would think it would be, in theory, a little bit less from the material removed. Obviously, that's very little, but that's the corner that seems to be the heaviest, right? We flip it upside down, lift it again, still this arm, flip that arm to this side, still that arm, flip it over this way. Doesn't matter how you do it, this is the arm that's just a little bit heavier. But in hand, virtually no wobble, no judder, feels dead smooth. The only wobble you really get is that bar wobble that you can feel. So if you like heavy spinners and you like polished and you like bars, you got to get this. You really do. This is getting the big old thumbs up seal of approval from me. If you don't like polish, they make a satin version, although I've heard you have to talk to Ben again over Average Singaporean. He's got both of these. Fabian also has both. This is where I saw it first as well, so I should shout him out. Thanks for opening the door to this one. But he says, Average Singaporean, I chatted with him a little bit about it, he says the satin one actually feels a little like slicker and harder to fidget with than the polished for whatever reason. It seems odd to me, but maybe it's because of this. Your fingers can get a little bit of grip on there. So we got the sun coming in and out, kind of changing the look of this video here, y'all. So yeah, so this is the Nautilus by Nautilus. So yeah, if you guys like big heavy brass, you like polish, you like rounded, you got to pick this thing up. It does, I didn't even mention this, apologize, it runs $80 plus $11 to ship, at least to the US, and it shipped pretty quick. So it comes from China, it comes from Hong Kong, and it was pretty quick to ship. I think I got it in about a week, all things considered. So I was surprised when it showed up as quick as it did. So it's not on like the slow boat, like those, you know, $2 spinners you get on Fast Tech and stuff like that. So it comes pretty quick. So really nice spinner if you like that sort of thing. So, and I've seen one or two pop up on the secondary market here or there. You might be able to get them a little faster, save a little money. So if you see it and you're thinking you might like it, that might be the right opportunity to check it out. But yeah, there it is. So we're going to cut to, we're going to do the old memento, and we're going to start after I finish polishing this up. Or before I started polishing this up, let you guys see that patina. All right, check it out. All right, one last thing before we go, I forgot to show you this. Just has a standard retention ring to hold the bearing in there. So you can swap this bearing out real easy if you want, or if this is a rocking bearing and you want to put in something else, you can do that as well. So just so you guys know, it has that standard bearing retention ring. All right, on with the show. All right, so here's what we were talking about, the patina. So it gets a nice patina. This wasn't after too long either. It kind of looked pretty close to what you're seeing here after about a good 24 hours handling this all day. So did lots of spinning on this, and this is kind of the result we ended up with. So, but again, I wanted to get this polished up so you guys could see what it looks like. So for me, we're starting at the end. For you guys, this is actually the end. But for me, this is the beginning. But so I don't even know what I've said yet. It's crazy. Fourth wall break. So the buttons, what's kind of neat, I don't know if I can really get it to pick up here, the dish inside of the buttons kind of got a little darker than the rest of the buttons. I don't know what that has to do with the way the air gets trapped in there under your finger, and the way your finger rubs and how the oils get caught in there. I don't know what the deal is, but it was kind of a neat look, neat effect. So I'm not sure yet. Again, what I've done, I'm going to clean up the patina a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to take it all the way off or just wipe it down pretty thoroughly and leave some of it there. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So yeah, this is the Nautilus fidget spinner. Really dig it. All right. Peace out, everybody. Oh, I can get that warp. Maybe slow it into warp, slow it down. Peanut warp. It's peanut butter warp time. Kisses, y'all.